Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, hello. What do we have here? I am slowly losing my mind. As you can see, my bobbleheads have reproduced. And now we have Winston Churchill, George Washington. So I still really can't fit Vader anywhere here. I can't do it. But I still have Elvis coming. Elvis has taken a while to come. But ladies and gentlemen, we have so much to talk about. It's unbelievable today. We have the FBI in a rampant strategy of just leaking incessantly, just nonstop leaking. It's like the Niagara Falls of negative stories for Trump. And what they did was very simple. It's not rocket science. What they did was they went ahead and they leaked stories, then utilized the stories. By the way, I'm going to get to a Democratic candidate who's been arrested over 8 times in Wisconsin a little later on. This is a CNN article, if you can believe it. This makes Beto O'Rourke look like Mother Teresa. But let's just read this really quickly. New Strzok page texts reveal others were leaking like mad in lead up to Russia probe. Leaking like mad. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just, and you got to listen to this craziness also. You talk about like, Peter Strzok was like hardcore, I'm with her. Oh my God. What did he write? There was one text he wrote regarding the sisters, like the I'm with her crowd. I think our sisters have begun leaking like mad. Scorned and worried and political, they're kicking into overdrive. What? Now, is he talking about women in the FBI or just women in general? Because 53% of white women eventually voted for Trump. But which women is it? Okay, remind me to tell you tomorrow about the Times doing a story about RNC hacks, Republican National Committee hacks. Page texted Strzok, think our sisters have begun leaking like mad. And worried and political, they're kicking into overdrive. What does that even mean? We know that it means that they're spreading anti-Trump stories and anti-Republican stories. We know that. But it's like it's never ending. So let me just read you this. Fox News. New Strzok page texts reveal others were leaking like mad in lead up to Russia probe. New text messages between ex-FBI employees Peter Strzok and Lisa Page reveal others were, quote, leaking like mad in the run-up to the Trump-Russia collusion probe. A lengthy exchange dated December 15, 2016 appears to reveal a potential leak operation. For political purposes, Trump was already president at this point. Again, Trump was already president. So not only did they fail to stop him, but they're engaging in a media leak strategy like mad, where everyone's just leaking stories. So Rosenstein then goes ahead and judges then go ahead and renew FISA warrants and renew FISA applications. And it's just unbelievable because he's president now. He's president. And they're still doing this. So to the 400, almost 400 people in 5 minutes, this is going to be a great live stream. This has gone from, now I have the bobbleheads for levity because I think that the bobbleheads just like, you know, throw out good vibes. Nosicle J, I have to go to grocery shopping. HA, keep killing it. Thank you so much, Nosicle J. Thank you, Nosicle J, for always watching. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Have a fantastic day. We'll see you, of course, next live stream. But again, this is very important. They couldn't knock him out. They couldn't knock him out before the election. After the election, they were still going strong. You had Comey, you had Strzok, you had McCabe, and they were all conspiring. It's not a theory. They were conspiring against Trump. And it's like we already know they had to stop Trump text. We already know they had an insurance policy with Andrew McCabe. We already know that Strzok and Page felt like Trump should lose 100 million to zero. We already know that that he went to a Walmart in Virginia and he smelled the stench of Trump voters. He hated Trump. They all hated Trump. And when people say, well, you know, they didn't love Hillary, that's irrelevant. They worked to undermine Trump. They thought he would be a danger. They didn't realize you have 4% plus growth. GDP growth. So you have a media leak strategy. You already have Strzok fired, Comey fired, McCabe fired. You have McCabe who received $700,000. Brandon Wolf, timing is everything, and I think Trump is running out of time to deal with this. Crazed people doing more and more need to act before midterms. Brandon Wolf, I think that, aka the agenda, I think that Brandon, I think he's pretty much fine in terms of midterms. We'll get to that in a second. We'll get to that in a couple minutes because I'm just fascinated with midterms. Republicans are going to keep control of the House because they're running one guy in Wisconsin. Well, one of the reasons, he's got 8 arrests. And the same thing the media is doing with the gaslighting is taking place now. But Brandon, you're right, and I agree with you. And I was kind of feeling that way last night. What you just said right now, I was kind of feeling that way. I was like, oh, you know what? He better act quick. But he's got time. He's got time because Kavanaugh is the most important issue. The economy is the most important issue. And this is never, ever, ever going away. Never going away. So Republicans, even if they're in the minority, you're not going to have these major investigations because a lot of them will go away. But you can still have Republican pressure regarding the FBI corruption. It just won't be the same. But they're running people who have been arrested on DUI charges, on back payments for child support. I mean, this is, and now they're accusing Cynthia Nixon of anti-Semitism. The left is just imploding real time. Now, there are great people who watch this channel who are progressive, and I thank you. God bless you for even watching. But they're imploding. And Brandon Wolf, I do agree with you. He needs to act, but I think that I think he'll have enough political momentum after the midterms. Oh, remind me to tell you tomorrow about the Times doing a story about RNC hacks. Okay. And more than they already did. I told you, Quinn told me they're pulling all the stops on some story. How is the FBI so involved? Well, we know from the Inspector General report, we know that they were basically embedded. They had this symbiotic relationship where they would pump stories and they would get tickets. They would get the media would give the FBI agents tickets. They would go to dinners together. You have a situation where the media is not doing its job. The media was actually actively pursuing a strategy to help Hillary Clinton, and they still lost. What if you arm wrestle somebody and the other person has two hands trying to pull you? And you still win. That's what Trump did. People can dislike Trump's policies. They can dislike Trump, but at the end of the day, he won with the FBI, the media, the entire political system against him. And he still has that political system against him. He still has that system against him. This is a very important issue. They're bordering on evil. Actually, it is evil. You can't go ahead and fabricate stories. Trump Russia was completely fabricated. Based on gossip, based on media-driven reports that were fed to the press. And then utilized by people in power, fed to the press and utilized. It would be the equivalent of a football team. Let's say the Raiders. Let's say they wanted, a player, and they would go ahead. Let's just, whatever, a football team going ahead, leaking information to the press in order to get the press to get all the fans to want that player to come to the team. You know what I mean? And maybe that's a bad analogy. But it was a self-serving process. It wasn't the media did not go ahead and protect the country. The media did not serve as a source of truth. Maduro Mike, HA, did you listen to the Joe Rogan podcast with Tulsi Gabbard? I haven't, but I saw it. I have never voted Democrat in my life, but I would greatly consider voting for her if she ran in 2024. What a great lady. Maduro Mike, she's fantastic. Tulsi Gabbard is wonderful. Tulsi Gabbard, unfortunately, they won't let her run. In my view, they're not going to let her run in 2020. Democrats have to completely just be obliterated, completely get crushed by their own corruption before they allow Tulsi Gabbard to run, because Tulsi Gabbard is a completely new paradigm change in terms of foreign policy. All the neoconservatives are pushed out, kicked out of the Democratic Party. It's no longer an interventionist party. She actually went to Syria and met with Assad. That's the exact opposite of what Clinton and even Bernie didn't do that, or Jill Stein didn't do that. And she did that in Congress as a congresswoman. She is wonderful. I think she could be the first female president. I really do. But she represents a completely different Democratic Party, like the opposite of what it is now. They're going to go ahead into 2020 with a Biden or with somebody who is beholden to Hillary Clinton. And Tulsi Gabbard is not. So she's absolutely wonderful. I would definitely vote for her in 2024. Definitely. But Strzok replied, okay, so remind me to tell you tomorrow about the Times doing a story about Republican hacks. No talk about, and notice one thing also, ladies and gentlemen. Notice that they didn't talk about pumping stories about the Clinton email investigation. They didn't go ahead and spread stories about Clinton and her unencrypted server, or Clinton and top secret intelligence being transferred. They didn't go ahead and spread Paul Sperry's piece in the New York Post regarding how they transferred top secret intelligence. The leaking was only one way. That's why when people say, well, you know, that happens. Well, I mean, leaks happen. Well, then why on earth didn't they leak anti-Clinton stories? Why only anti-Trump stories? Why only anti-Trump stories? Because the media and the FBI were working in cahoots. Nicholas Lee, thank you. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Maduro Mike. Thank you, Nicholas Lee. Retired FBI agent and former national spokesman John Inarelli told Fox News it could be a reference to another government agency. Sisters is an odd phrase to use. It could be any intelligence agency or any federal law enforcement agency. The FBI works with all of them. It's unclear at this point to whom Strzok was referring when he used the term sisters. Think our sisters have begun leaking like mad, scorned and worried and political. They're kicking into overdrive. Scorned and worried and political. Scorned and worried and political. Think our sisters have begun leaking like mad, scorned and worried and political. They're kicking into overdrive to hurt Trump. They're wingless angel Dems. Truth is rumors. Repubs. Rumor is truth. Shaking my head. Wingless angel, we love you. Thank you, wingless angel. We love you. But notice that they're kicking into overdrive not for Trump. They're kicking into overdrive for Clinton. And you have people saying, oh my God, look at this, look at that. Look at Trump. Well, it's a great economy. Oh, well, you know what? Well, he tweets. Well, we have North Korea. Well, he tweets. Well, he's going to get us into another conflict. Well, it would have been a lot worse. I'm against any intervention. I want all our soldiers home. I'm against sending soldiers to countries and keeping them in places where they don't need to be. So I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% in favor of every Trump policy, but a lot of Trump's foreign policy in terms of like Syria, Yemen, that predates Trump. And all those neoconservatives and all those establishment types are telling him, oh, you got to do this. You got to do that. Notice when they want to hurt Trump, and when they want to hurt this country, when they want to hurt our economy, I'm talking about Democrats and I'm talking about the media, they constantly pump stories about Syria. Because not long ago, Trump was like, look, you know what? I want to go ahead and bring home our soldiers. And then the coinky-ding happened. Think our sisters have begun leaking like man, scorned and worried and political. They're kicking into overdrive. They actually went ahead and covered up real crimes. Nicholas Lee, Peter Strzok's idea of table dance is turning table and then sitting on a Nicholas Lee. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Nicholas. When you look at what took place with Trump Russia and you look at what took place with the Clinton email investigation, Clinton actually did commit crimes. Trump did not. Clinton's crimes were covered up. Trump's crimes were fabricated. And the media was in on it. And the Steele dossier now has caused BuzzFeed to sue the DNC. And nobody has any evidence of any. They don't even know. They take it for granted now that Russia hacked the DNC. They have no evidence of that. There is still no evidence that Russia hacked the DNC. There's still no evidence of that at all. And you have a situation where you still have no evidence, yet people still pump the same myth. Thank you, C. Binion. Thank you. And I gotta do this. I gotta go ahead. And this is just hilarious. One reason I don't think Trump is worried too much is because he does know that Republicans are in pretty good shape, even though they're saying, oh my God, they're not going to win. People are not going to win the midterms. You got to listen. This is insane. And I heard about this, but it's like, so Beto O'Rourke had a DUI arrest. He's not going to win Texas because you're not going to win Texas on an anti-NRA stance and impeaching the president. That's ridiculous. But this is a CNN article, okay? Democrat running to replace Paul Ryan in Wisconsin has history of arrests, including under the influence. The New York Times has him as up to. All right? He ain't going to win. I don't care, like, even if you stand for noble ideas, you have an arrest record like you've been arrested. Like there used to be a time when if you've been arrested, you're not going to run. A Democrat from Wisconsin running to replace House Speaker Paul Ryan in Congress was arrested and pleaded guilty to driving while intoxicated in 1998. Same with Beto around that time. Then you have former CIA agents running as Democrats. I mean, the Democratic Party is doing fantastic. They're just doing great. But check this out. This is insane. This is a CNN article written by Nathan McDermott. This is Friday, July 6, 2018. How are you going to win the House? And I've written a Daily Caller article, and I've been on RT saying the Democrats are not going to win the House. And every segment I say that. A Democrat from Wisconsin running to replace House Speaker Paul Ryan in Congress was arrested and pleaded guilty to driving while intoxicated in 1998. In addition to 8 other arrests. What? What's going on here? Am I even making this up? What is even going on here? 2 of Randy Bryce's arrests were more recent in 2011 and 2018 while protesting the policies of Ryan and Wisconsin GOP set fine. So you know what? Just remove those 2 from the record, let's say. But the majority of Bryce's arrests stem from a single incident of driving under the influence, including 3 times for driving with a suspended license. Okay, so he's not Charles Manson, but he did drive under the influence, could have killed somebody. Bryce launched his campaign in June 2017 to replace Ryan in Wisconsin's 1st congressional district. Okay, this is like a 20-year red district. I don't see this guy in a 20-year conservative, like a district that for 16 to 20 years has been conservative. Paul Ryan's district, and the Democrats then say, okay, well, here's a guy who has been arrested 8 times or so. He wants Medicare for all, okay. Paid family leave, okay. Abolishing ICE, but he didn't want to abolish ICE when Obama was using ICE. That's what I can't stand. There's zero moral foundation. Absolutely zero moral foundation to abolishing ICE. If you didn't abolish ICE when Obama was deporting people, 2.5 million people Obama deported, 2.5 million. Bryce is facing Jane's. Bryce's time in the political spotlight has brought out some unflattering aspects of his past, including the revelation that he was a 2.5 months delinquent on paying child support to his ex-wife in September 2015. And it took nearly 2 years for him to pay it off. And this week, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reported that Bryce blamed unions for many people thinking that unions are useless and outdated because he said the labor movement has become lazy. Bryce's multiple arrests, however, have not yet been reported on, other than those that occurred in 2011, 2008. According to public records obtained by CNN, Bryce was arrested in April 1998 for operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol. Okay, or OUI. Or DUI. Let's just say DUI, I don't know. OUI in Schoolcraft County, a small rural county in Michigan. Though Michigan law classifies the offense as OUI, it's commonly known in other states as DUI. But this is a Democrat from Wisconsin, Randy Bryce, running to replace House Speaker Paul Ryan in Congress, was arrested and pleaded guilty to drunk driving while intoxicated in 1998, in addition to 8 other arrests. Hello? Where is this blue wave coming from? I mean, it's nice. I guess I'm weird. I'm like a weird one because I have all my bobbleheads. Okay, I know. People like that. People are like, oh, you're slowly becoming insane. Okay, that's fine. But 8 arrests? You're gonna win the House with that? 8 arrests, and he wants to go ahead and win a district that's a conservative district. And the New York Times has him up too. Okay? The best part of all of this is not that this guy from Wisconsin has been arrested 8 times. That's not the best part. That's not the most hilarious part. Josiah, put a shelf behind you for the bobbleheads. That's true. Is there a bobblehead for Nigel Farage? Julia 68YT. Well, I have Winston Churchill. I mean, obviously, I'm not trying to compare the two. I'm just saying in terms of a British bobblehead. Well, technically, a British bobblehead could be Washington because he fought for the British in the French and Indian War. Thank you, Julia 68YT. Josiah, thank you. The best part is not that he was arrested 8 times, according to CNN. That's not the hilarious part. Okay, that's not the hilarious part. All right? The hilarious part is, according to the New York Times, Randy Bryce is up 2 points over Brian Steele. He guy's been arrested 8 times. He's up 2 points, according to the New York Times. In a conservative district, we made 9,581 calls. Okay. And 206 people have spoken to us so far. Okay. I mean, this is what we're working with in terms of the media. I am telling people, Republicans, lovely sheep, buy more bobbleheads. Yes. Lovely sheep. Thank you so very much. Brian, I know. Lovely sheep. Thank you. Thank you, lovely sheep. I think they give good vibrations. I think the vibrations, especially from Elvira, get them bobbling. Lovely sheep. Thank you, lovely sheep. But again, I don't know, like, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I have the problem. Maybe I just, said that Clinton would lose and she lost, and everyone else said, like, everyone on the planet, almost everyone on the planet was saying that she was going to win, and I was saying she was going to lose. And I keep reminding people of that. They're like, well, whatever. But they're now saying there's going to be a blue wave. There's not going to be a blue wave. It's too early to draw many conclusions from our poll. Yeah, I would say so. And they have Randy Bryce, the guy who was arrested 8 times above. Now, you can. I'm not a fan of Paul Ryan, okay? Like, let's make that clear. Let's make that 100% clear. Okay? This is not like an attack on Randy Bryce. It's just, I'm giving just public record on what Democrats, their strategy, and how he won a primary. Get it? Like, the Democratic primary was won by a guy who happened to just have 8 arrests. That's okay. And a DUI is very, very serious. You can kill somebody. But fine, he's not Charles Manson. But what I'm saying is there's not going to be a blue wave, okay? There's no blue wave. When they look at all the special elections, that they're 2-8. Democrats are 2-8 in congressional elections. 2-8 in congressional special elections. 2-8. Okay? In other words, Republicans are 8-2. If your football team goes 8-2 in special elections, look, I'm very passionate about this, so I'm just going to go ahead and. I know it's a little dry and boring, and you hear it every day from me, but I'm just going to go ahead because it all is important, ladies and gentlemen. It's very important. And that's why you come to these live streams, to detox from the never-ending, this blue wave. Are Republicans ready for this blue wave? Trump is on the ropes. He should self-impeach. He should self-impeach any moment now. Trump, it's okay. You can self-impeach. You're about ready to impeach, self-impeach? Go ahead and do that. Thank you, Eric. Tell me where this blue wave is going to come from. Kansas is 4th, April 11th, 2017. Trump was already as president. Ron Estes wins, Republican. Okay. Well, there's a blue wave in Montana. No, there isn't. Montana's at large. Greg Gianforte wins. Okay. Georgia's 6th. John Ossoff spends $30 million. You remember Dr. Evil? $1 million. He spent $30 million. A Democrat spent more money than anyone in the history of Congress and lost. Again, this is not hyperbole. This is the actual stat. Laugh my ass off. Chuck. Again, this is the actual stat. In fact, let me go ahead. This is amusing to me. Lovely sheep, thank you so much. This is amusing to me, okay? I get a thrill from this. This is just, it could be boring, but it's not boring, okay? Democrats spent $30 million to lose Georgia's special election. This is Vice. Vice is liberal. Vice has a liberal leaning. The most expensive House race in history. The most expensive House race in history ended in a win for Republicans as Karen Handel narrowly defeated Democratic John Ossoff in a special election. Ossoff's loss is made worse by the money involved. $24 million from the Democratic Party and $8 million from outside groups. They desperately want to make Georgia Democrat. Their whole thing is, look, if we can get a senator, a progressive senator in Texas, if we can get, what's his name, the Iron Stash. This guy has a mustache. I call him the Iron Stash. This guy, Bryce, in Wisconsin. And that's Paul Ryan's seat. If we can get Ossoff in Georgia, I mean, we'll turn the tables on Trump. But as I explain in my Daily Caller article, Democrats are not going to get the House because they need 23 seats. They haven't gotten more than 21 seats since 2006. And then they only got 31 seats. And the crazy thing is, then they there are 70 districts more favorable to Democrats than this deep red district, and Ossoff's close margin demonstrates the potential for us to compete deep in the battlefield. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. When you spend $30 million more than any candidate ever and lose, it doesn't mean you can then be competitive in other parts of the country or of the state. No, it doesn't. They're like, well, Danny O'Connor, he should never have been competitive. Oh, really? Danny O'Connor was on cable news. Danny O'Connor was all over YouTube. Danny O'Connor had a much greater media. No one knew who Troy Balderson was. Nobody. And he still won. Oh, well, it was a small margin. Yeah, because Democrats pinpoint on all of these special elections. They pinpoint on them. They're like, this is our chance. This is our chance. This is a referendum on Trump. It's a referendum on Trump. It's a referendum on Trump. Oh, we lost. But we lost. But it was a close margin. Yeah, you outspent your opponent. By a wide margin, you still lost. How are you going to go ahead and say that this is indicative of other races? Like, I get it. Oh, well, you shouldn't be competitive. Yeah, but every single media, MSNBC, CNN, Washington Post, New York Times, they are all against Trump, but not just against Trump. They hate him with a passion. They hate him with a passion. The enthusiasm you're seeing is the fumes of negative media coverage. The stench and the odor of negative media coverage are what fuel this quote-unquote enthusiasm. There are progressives who are enthusiastic, yes, but there are also a lot of progressives who have just given up, rightfully so. And there are progressives who are voting for Trump now, former progressives like myself. There's a walkaway. There's a hashtag damn exit. So, I mean, I'm not going to just stop talking about this because it's so important. John Ossoff spent 6 times more than Karen Handel, but complains about money in politics. The role of money in politics is a major problem. Well, then why'd you spend so much money and lose? $30 million. A conservative district is going to stay conservative. A Democratic district is generally going to stay Democrat. What Democrats need to do to win the House is go into conservative districts Albert, I haven't had time to I haven't had time to upload. I've been so swamped with stuff. But my Second Amendment channel next week, hopefully I can make some time and try out my new AR. I'm looking forward to that, though. But they have to go into districts and they have to win. They're 2-8 when they've done that. And they should be 10 and they should be 0-10. The only 2 wins they've had, Connor Lamb and Connor Lamb and Doug Jones. Those were anomalies, and I explained that in my Daily Caller article. Six times more. Simple arithmetic shows the stupidity of the sentiment. According to campaign finance documents compiled by the Center for Responsive Politics, Ossoff spent 6 times more than Handel. His campaign raised more than $24 million to her $4.5 million. At that point, Ossoff's groupies will protest that Handel benefit from super PAC spending. After all, they argue, the Republicans benefited from $18.2 million in outside spending compared to Democrats' $8 million. But while it's true that dark money donors were with her, that cash only helped Handel narrow the gap. It didn't make up the difference if you want to take the sum of campaign and outside spending together. It's clear that millions more flow to Ossoff's cause. Handel still won by more than 10,000 votes. That's not really that close. So when Ossoff lost, they were like, oh, well, you know, it was close. 10,000 votes is not really that close for a district. Run, the Iowa girl. FB suspends hashtag walkaway page for a month. Unbelievable. This right before the Washington. Unbelievable. I actually retweeted Ron, the Iowa girl, Brandon Straka's tweet on that, and I might go ahead and reach out to him, maybe write a Daily Caller article or interview. Maybe pitch it to the Daily Caller. Election interference, if you ask me, absolutely. Ron, the Iowa girl, thank you so very much. As always, thank you. Thank you, Ron, the Iowa girl, as always. I agree with you. But you have, okay, so John Ossoff, so 30 million outspends, the campaigns outspend each other's. His campaign outspends Handel's campaign 6-1. He still loses. He still loses. Okay. So this blue wave, so you should be able to win. You can't just, I mean, they go ahead, they talk about the popular vote, then they blame Russia, but they still haven't given any evidence that Russia swung swing states. So it's like, they don't explain their propaganda. So tell me again. So blue wave, okay. And I explained this in my Daily Caller article. Six reasons Republicans will keep control of Congress during midterms. Here's my Daily Caller article to the almost 700 people watching. Please go ahead and share that. I'm also, of course, on RT. I want to go ahead, and I always do. This is just important. I want everyone, when it happens, it's going to be cataclysmic because they have put all their eggs in the blue wave basket. Is not going to be a blue wave. Okay, if they get 22 seats or if they get 1 seat net change, I don't give a you-know-what. I don't give a pile of Bandini. I don't give a pile of manure. You lose by a buzzer beater, you lose by 50. I don't care. You lose by a field goal, you lose by, 5 touchdowns. I don't care. But here, on May 30th, I predict this.
Lose the Senate, or the GOP will keep control of the Senate and keep control of the House. And they're going to limp into 2020. Trump, unless there's something, God forbid, that's just unforeseen, Trump will easily defeat Democrats in 2020 because Democrats don't stand for anything.
So here is, follow me on Twitter. You can also follow me on Gab. That's my Twitter link. That's the link to that actual, that was RT's Crosstalk with Peter Lavelle. And I was on RT stating that. But let's just go on because I find this so, it's just healthy to talk about. Because they're not going to go ahead and Trump is going to strengthen in his hand the Democrats and the media and the same evil people who cheated Bernie Sanders, fabricated Trump Russia, used the media to hurt and destroy the lives of people. They tried to destroy Papadopoulos' life. Thank God he has a great wife, and thank God they have a great marriage and a great relationship. Mueller tried to destroy Manafort. Hopefully he'll get pardoned. They tried to destroy General Flynn. That didn't work. He's an honorable man. They tried to destroy people, all for, and Hillary Clinton actually committed crimes and she's drunk in the woods. She's just drunk in the woods. But let's go ahead. So Kansas, Montana at large, Georgia 6th, South Carolina's 5th. All Republican. They're 4-0. Then Doug Jones, and we don't have to go into Roy Moore, who is one of the worst political figures ever. Then John Curtis. They're 5-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Utah. Then Connor Lamb. They're 5-2. So Pennsylvania's 18th. And that was a bizarre. Tim Murphy told his mistress to get an abortion. Minor footnote, Tim Murphy is pro-life. So yeah, Connor Lamb wins. They're like, oh my God. Then Debbie Lasko wins in Arizona. 6-2. Then Texas 27th, Blake Farenthold leaves, and then Michael Cloud wins. 7-2. In Ohio's 12th, 8-2, Troy Balderson. Well, we're close. Not really. You outspend your opponents. Billy Pearce, he is waiting. And to my viewers in Scotland, thank you so much. Billy Pearce, he is waiting for more political momentum. And then the fireworks will begin. He has to win the midterms. He will. And Sessions has to be fired. Because Sessions they compromised Sessions because they said, oh, you spoke to a Russian. So he's like, I will recuse myself. His whole thing was he wanted to become Attorney General at all costs. He didn't care about the country. He wanted to become Attorney General at all costs. And so they made him recuse himself. And he couldn't really aggressively go after Hillary Clinton's crimes. And it all stems from Clinton. Also, it's very difficult for all these agencies to admit how corrupt and evil they are. It's going to take, after these midterms, you're going to see a complete sea change eventually. Because they will be absolutely crushed in terms of political influence and momentum. They won't have anything anymore. Democrats will have to explain why they lost. You want to hear something hilarious? Howard Dean blocked me, which is kind of funny. That's bizarre. Very bizarre. Why would Howard Dean block me? That's hilarious. That is so funny. In Europe, Horace. Hello, Horace. As always, thank you so much. Shana Tova to you, Horace. In your opinion, how did POTUS let Sessions slide for so long? He had no choice. He had no choice because in 2017, Horace, in pretty much all of 2017, he was on the defensive. 2018, he's been more on the offensive. 2019, it's like you're going to see just two-handed dunks, reverse jams. Trump will be completely on the offensive. Yes, all of those things have taken place under President Obama. So I think that because you have Sessions compromised, he really is an obstacle at this point. But we'll see. There's always the possibility. Feels good, man. Hold on, let's get the Howard Dean yell. We gotta get the Howard Dean yell. We gotta get the Howard Dean yell. Yeah. Howard Dean yell. Howard Dean yell. Why did you block me, Howard Dean? That makes me very sad. Very, 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 very sad. I love how there's like only 2 examples here.
Well, you guys, you have already got the picture here. I was about to say, I'm sure there's some disappointed people here. You know what? You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Larkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. And we're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
It's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. But it's hilarious. I mean, I've seen the yell. I think they made it longer back in the day to just make it even more annoying. I guess, there are political moments where people are like, nah, that's not you. Let's try it again. How did that, that you're not a really great candidate when that sinks your campaign? When people are like, hey, he won. What? He yelled? Nah, I don't like him. It's like, now they're like 8RS, whatever. This is, okay, back in the day, if you yelled wrong, you're out. Now they're like DUI, 8RS, it's all good. Who cares? It's fine.
Well, you got the picture here. I was about to say, you know, I'm sure there's some disappointed people here. You know what? You know something? You know something? If you had told us 1 year ago that we were going to come in third in Iowa, we would have given anything for that. And you know something? You know something? Not only are we going to New Hampshire, Tom Harkin, we're going to South Carolina and Oklahoma and Arizona and North Dakota and New Mexico. We're going to California and Texas and New York. We're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Oh, yeah. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my God. Oh my God. The Dukakis commercial. We'll get back to this in a second, because this was, I mean, really, this is what ended his campaign.
Texas and New York. We're going to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington and Michigan. And then we're going to Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
Okay. So the Dukakis tank ad, that was fantastic. Hold on one second. You can't see this, but he's in a tank, and it just ended his candidacy right then and there.
Michael Dukakis has opposed virtually every defense system we developed. He opposed new aircraft carriers. He opposed anti-satellite weapons. He opposed 4 missile systems.
Actually, I kind of like that stance. But this was like right before the Cold War ended.
Even criticized our rescue mission to Grenada and our strike on Libya. And now he wants to be our commander-in-chief. America can't afford that risk.
So, and this is just an example. Don't pretend to be something you're not. I think I actually like Dukakis. Like, when you listen to him speak, but at that point in American history, it just wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. I have these celebrities also who have blocked me. I have no idea why. Like celebrities that I like from the 80s. I have no idea why. And so it's kind of like this is really interesting. Like, what, when you think about how does a candidate, and Marco, you saw it with Marco Rubio, Trump debate. Okay, I don't care.
We're using illegal immigrant labor to do it. Such a cute soundbite.
But here's the guy that buys a house for $179,000. He sells it to a lobbyist who's probably here for 380,000, and then legislation is passed. You tell me about this guy. This is what we're going to have.
Here's the guy that inherited $200 million. If he hadn't inherited $200 million, you know where Donald Trump is right now? Selling watches in Manhattan.
I have to say, he lied this time. He lied. 100%. 100%.
You lied about the Polish war.
Yeah.
You lied to the students of Trump University. You lied 38 years ago. All right, I guess there's a statute of limitation.
So it's interesting. Marco Rubio actually, like, in terms of the actual words being like it's interesting how what makes politics, how people gravitate towards confidence, I guess there was something more genuine than Trump, a lot of things more genuine than Trump, than everyone else on that stage, because he evoked the conservative policy objectives without apologizing. He also was against intervention. He also was not the establishment GOP hawk. He was both against McCain and also against, like, the Rubios of the world. So the McCains of the world, the hawks, he was against. And the more establishment Paul Ryans of the world, he was against. One of the reasons he won. They didn't want an establishment person. That's the thing that they don't get. Like, the media and Democratic Party don't get that people still hate the establishment. And I explain in my article, people hate the media and they hate the Democratic Party. Well, the media and the Democratic Party are the ones telling you that Trump is the reincarnation of Genghis Khan. So if you look in my article, I write, of Americans surveyed, 77% believe mainstream media reports fake news, meaning that 77% of people, according to one poll, look at CNN and MSNBC and, you know, CBS or whatever, and they're like, you know what, take it with a grain of salt. So the whole year they've spent with them, like, talking about the Mueller probe, Mueller this, Mueller that, you know, every single thing, Stormy, everything, Rick Gates, Manafort, Stormy Daniels, National Enquirer, Michael Cohen. Do you hear about it anymore? Because you talk about, no, they're there. With Clinton, there were actual real scandals, and she found ways through the media, through corrupt FBI agents like Peter Strzok, to actually hide the evidence and get away with everything. She'll eventually get charged. But with Trump, they're like these, like, 3 or 4 day long little mini, like 2 week long little mini scandals that have no teeth. And what the media and Democrats have tried to do is absolutely saturate the airwaves, saturate the internet with anti-Trump. Oh my God, he's the worst. But they can't. They can't, because he's getting things done. The economy is good. Then they're talking about inflation. What do you want? Well, we have high inflation because the economy is increasing. The economy is increasing, dummy. What do you want? Well, you know what? Well, I want the economy to decrease. What? Then you won't have inflation. Okay. What? We have to increase the economy to take into account inflation. So you don't want the economy to increase that fast. Yeah. Why don't you run on that then? Why don't Democrats run on just having an economy that doesn't run that well? That's their thing. That's their thing. It's like, the economy is growing too fast. The economy is growing too fast. You can't win. You can't win if you're Trump. They said he was going to cause a global depression. They said the tariffs would cause trade wars and a global recession and some people global depression. What did Paul Krugman say? Paul Krugman was talking about, and 31% have a favorable view of the Democratic Party. Do you know only 31% of people, 31% of Americans have a favorable view of the Democratic Party? Okay, Trump has an 85 to 90% approval rating within the Republican Party. They're not going to win the midterms. It's going to be a blue trickle, maybe. They'll maybe get 10 seats. Who cares? I wouldn't be surprised if they only got 5 to 7 seats or 10 seats. If they get 15 or 16 or 17, it ain't 23. I really don't care. They're going to spin it. If they get like 19 seats, 18 seats, they're going to spin it. And they're going to say, oh my God, oh my God. We were close. Well, you have complete and utter media collusion. What do you expect? What do you expect? There's like every single possible advantage. Let's read what Paul Krugman wrote. Trump will bring a global recession. Paul Krugman. Okay, do you see that? No. The economic fallout. Well, just real quick, Trump will bring a global recession. This is Paul Krugman. This is a Nobel Prize winning economist. He's clowning everyone. Trump clowns everyone. He continually clowns everyone. The economic, this is from November 9th, 2000. This is after Trump won, okay? This is the best part of everything. This is the most hilarious part of everything. This is after Trump won. This is November 9th. This is the day of mourning for Democrats. The economic fallout of a Donald Trump presidency will probably be severe and widespread enough to plunge the world into recession. The economic fallout of a Donald Trump presidency will probably be severe and widespread. This is Politico. New York Times columnist Paul Krugman warned in a New York Times opinion piece. Oh, look at that. The disaster for America and the world has so many aspects that the economic ramifications are way down my list of things to fear. Oh, okay. Under any circumstance, putting an irresponsible, ignorant man who takes his advice from all the wrong people in charge of the nation. Can you get more arrogant? That's why we will have a party. Everyone gonna party on this channel. We're gonna have a party like Eddie Murphy Raw. We're gonna party on this channel November 6th. I find it more than a little amazing. The very best of the deep state threw so much mud at Trump and literally none of it stuck. No, you didn't miss any. Horace, thank you so very much. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. None of it stuck. None of it stuck. You know, none of it stuck. And, you know, but the arrogance. This is Paul Krugman. Under any circumstances, putting an irresponsible, ignorant man who takes his advice from all the wrong people in charge of the nation with the world's most important economy would be very bad news. What makes it especially bad right now, however, is the fundamentally fragile state much of the world is still in. 8 years after the great financial crisis. Notice how Krugman is like not bringing up all the people who plunged us into the crisis. He just hates Trump. So it's like, you know, it's like you talk about all the wrong people, and were the right people advising Bush? Because Democrats have a favorable view of Bush now. Huh? Huh? What about Bush? But Bush? What about George W. Bush? Under any circumstances, putting an irresponsible, ignorant man who takes his advice from all the wrong people. Oh, the wrong people. We need the 1.6% GDP growth of 2016. So we are very probably looking at a global recession with no end in sight. Really, Paul Krugman? Tell me who's going to win the Super Bowl. I'll bet against that and make millions. I suppose we could get lucky somehow. Well, I guess. But on economics, as on everything else, a terrible thing has just happened. Oh, really? Because we just hit 4.2% growth, Krugman. Guess that didn't work out for you, did it? Now Krugman will probably be the first person to say, oh, inflation. Like, well, sorry, it's growing fast. What do you want? Can't have everything in life. My God. You know, you won Best Actor. Oh, I can't go eat in a restaurant. Well, you won Best Actor. You want to give me the award? I'll win Best Actor. You know, this fame and fortune, everyone loves me. It's the worst thing. The most beautiful women want me. I'm rich. Everyone loves me in the world. But I can't get a table without people wanting my autograph. Must be tough. That must really be a bad life for you. Gee, let me get out of the coal mines and change roles with you. Must really be tough. So Paul Krugman is like, he's all over the place. We are probably looking at a global recession with no end in sight. That is absolutely hilarious. These are the people who are dominating the airwaves. These are the people who are saying that Trump is a madman. These are the people who are saying vote Democrat. They're not going to win the House. They're not going to win the House. You're talking about the most arrogant. Tamara Friedman, HA, keep up the great work. Could they mean the blue? Tamara Friedman, hey, probably. You know what's that's funny, Tamara. That's funny. They're talking about the blue wave. They literally willed the hurricane. Thanks, Democrats. You're unbelievable. Exactly, Tamara Friedman. They probably were talking about Hurricane Florence. That's the only one I can see. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Tamara Friedman, as always. We're probably looking at a global recession with no end in sight. I suppose we can get lucky somehow, but on economics, as on everything else. And then there's a picture of a trader, like a Wall Street commodity, like a trader. He's like, oh, Trump just won. Oh, yeah. We love Trump now. Let's see what he said, like, on record. Like, on, this is hilarious. It's hilarious. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Hold on. Let's see what he says.
I think Trump's policies are possibly the only thing that's going to save us from going down this decline that we're in on productivity.
This is, oh, so Carl Icahn is, he actually was supporting Trump, I believe.
So refer specifically to productivity, and of course the latest productivity numbers were disappointing. What do investors, what does big business, what do policymakers misunderstand the most about productivity?
Oh, I think mostly, I'm not sure if investors really misunderstand, but what I think Icahn is misunderstanding or pretending to misunderstand is that the president has very much to do with that. I mean, this productivity slowdown, it's a global phenomenon.
It's not Obama's fault. It's a productivity slowdown. It's not Obama's fault. This is in August of 2016.
All across the advanced world, the best.
All across the advanced world. Rhonda, Iowa girl. WAPO actually has an article blaming Trump for the hurricane. Oh my God. I got to go ahead and read that. I'll read that in a second. Rhonda, Iowa girl. Thank you. Tamara Friedman. Thank you. Actually, let me check that real quick. WAPO hurricane. Trump's. Trump is complicit for danger. Oh, yeah. I love that. I like me some Trump complicit for Mother Nature. Well, you know, his tweets actually had a radioactive, some kind, no, like his tweets had some kind of electromagnetic thing where they, you know. The editorial board of Washington Post has declared that President Trump is complicit for hurricane because of his views on climate change. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Two years in. You had 8 years of Obama. Should have halted the spread of Florence. These people have gone out of their minds. Makes me and my bobbleheads look very normal. Unbelievable. Rhonda, Iowa girl, thank you. Horace. You know what? That would be so cool. I haven't uploaded it in like over a month now because I've just been so busy, you know, with this channel and other things, but like my writing, but I don't know if YouTube would allow me. I don't think they would allow me to do it. But it would be amazing though. It really would. Horace, thank you so very much. No, I got my AR and I have to go ahead and next week I'm going to go and it'll be fun. Horace, thank you so very much as always. Thank you. Thank you, Horace, as always. You're awesome.
Guess is we kind of we're in a lull in technology. We just, you know, we're having all of these fairly small things. It's just, and
There's nothing a president can do about that.
One thing I want to ask as a markets reporter, because we've been trying to discern if there's some kind of market reaction to the likelihood of either a Clinton or Trump presidency. And it's very hard to figure out at this point in terms of how the market reacts on certain wins or polls or whatever it may be. Should investors be concerned? How should people
be concerned? Because C. Binion, HA, keep telling people, the public, the facts. Thanks. Thank you, C. Binion. Thank you, C. Binion. Thank you. Thank you, C. Binion. So let's just go ahead. Which means a gain about 3. All right, so I'm trying to find something. All right, so let's okay, what does Paul Krugman say? This is before
trading
he wins
and making money in markets. Be thinking about a potential Trump presidency.
Well, we don't know what he would do, and that's the problem. There's no reason to believe that what he would do would stay within the bounds of anybody's notion of responsibility. So, I mean, I would.
There's no reason to believe that what he would do is stay within the bounds of anyone's notion of responsibility. It wouldn't be responsible what he would do. Why? Because he doesn't speak like Bush or Obama? Because he tweets? Oh, I mean, he's not responsible like Hillary Clinton, who uses an unencrypted server with top secret intelligence outside the United States government to be hacked by China and the entire planet. Doug Eason, I like giving H.A. Goodman money. Thank you so much, Doug. Doug Eason, have a great day. Thank you very, very much, Doug Eason. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Doug Eason. But remember, Doug and everyone, we can't have somebody who's irresponsible. Doug Eason, thank you. Again, let's see what Krugman says.
What he would do, and that's the problem. There's no reason to believe that what he would do would stay within the bounds of anybody's notion of responsibility. So, I mean,
no reason that what he would do would stay within the bounds of anyone's notion of responsibility. He would just impose a 300% tariff. He would just go crazy.
I wouldn't even think about it as an investor. Never mind. One nuclear war can spoil your whole day. I mean, I would be really worried.
Okay. So in less than 5 seconds, Trump has already debunked all the attacks from Krugman. Kim Jong-un, one nuclear threat already mitigated exponentially. So he's wrong on that. He's wrong on the economy. Papa D, gotta go rattle some solar side cages. Feels Goodman for the Beer and Freedom Fund. Thank you, Feels Goodman, again. Feels good, man. Thank you. Papa D, thank you. So, let's just go ahead. The Dow Jones is up. Let's see. I'm going to look at 5 years. So on August, so what's his name? Krugman was like, oh my God, it's horrible. Trump is a menace to society. He was sworn in January 20th. The Dow was at what? 19,900 or so. 19,933 on the 23rd. It's now 25,998. Okay. So the Dow is up substantially. So he was wrong on that. He's wrong on everything, this guy. Tell me what he's right on. I want to know what he was right on regarding Trump. Nothing. Nothing. So the Dow is up. Okay, let's just look at the NASDAQ. Okay, so trying to find a chart here. Why is it so difficult? So the Dow I just showed you was up since Trump has been elected, big time. Okay, Ebenezer Adams, when Clinton is indicted, does the Dow go into Cuisinart? Maybe. Doug Eason, thank you. Ebenezer Adams. Nah, she deserves better than a Cuisinart. Okay, so 2 years. So January 20th, NASDAQ was at 7,954. No, sorry. Now it's at 8,109. Almost 7,900. So the NASDAQ is up. The Dow is up. Tell me what's with this? Krugman is wrong on everything. GDP might reach 4% for the year. It's like, and in the Washington Post, they have to nitpick on everything. So they have to nitpick on everything. So they say, well, it's not unprecedented. Oh my God, look at this growth rate under Obama. Well, yeah, it was a recession, so it obviously grew very fast. Like it was a market crash of epic proportions. So they read a whole article saying, well, it's not unprecedented, even though they're like, well, it's doing well, but it's still not unprecedented. Trump said it's unprecedented. Tim Gore, thank you, HE, for keeping your light, keep your light shining. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tim Gore. Thank you. Rhonda, Iowa girl. Mark Cuban said the market would crash and pulled his money out. Yeah, that's hilarious. Oh, Mark Cuban made his money in 2000. I believe most of his money. Thank you so much, Rhonda, Iowa girl. Thank you. But tell me, like, I need to know, like, the sky can't always be falling. You can't constantly have. Today, so this is Brandon Strzok. Today, I was banned by Facebook from communicating with my audience leading up to the March on Washington. This is devastating as they are depending on me for info. I was banned for mentioning the name of a conservative, also recently banned from all platforms. Walkaway March, October 26th to 28th. Wow. Wow. I'm a big fan of Brandon Strzok. I think he's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. This is unbelievable. Trump derangement syndrome strikes again. A college professor shot himself in the arm to protest in protest of president. Town hall. This is by Beth Berman. Beth Bowman. A longtime sociology professor at the College of Southern Nevada is facing felony charges after shooting himself on August 28th. The Las Vegas Journal Review reported the professor took a .22 pistol into a restroom, taped a $100 bill and note that said, "For the janitor." Nobody understand. Wait, I still don't get exactly. My God. This is crazy. But I'm trying to read. Burt said he had shot himself in protest of President Donald Trump. Oh my God. Police noted in their report. This Trump derangement syndrome, I mean, it's insane. It is insane.
To build a business, it takes the dreamer.
That's a town hall article by 100% by YouTube policies. Oh, these are great. There's two geniuses here.
Imagine a Trump victory, a Trump presidency. What do you worry about economy-wise? What do you think would be significant impacts of that?
Well, you're getting somebody who has, I mean, even aside from ideology, right, left, taxes, deficits, just getting somebody who has no idea.
No idea.
Just complete blank about how does this thing work.
Yeah, it's no idea. Paul Krugman has no idea at all. He has no idea. Trump has no idea. I mean, you're 4.1%, 4.2% revised upwards. No idea. There's no idea. You know, absolutely no idea at all. Okay. He has no idea what's going on.
Idea at all. Okay.
No idea that some treaties, the trade treaties are not abrogated, casually. No idea. I mean, this is a guy.
They're not aggregated casually.
National security. You ask why we have these nukes. Why don't we use them? So what do you think he's going to do on economic policy?
Yeah, I mean, this couldn't be campaign rhetoric. It couldn't be the media spinning and taking everything he says out of context. It couldn't be, I don't know, a complete double standard when it comes to Trump and Clinton.
It's just going to be wildly erratic.
Wildly erratic. Yeah, I guess upwards. You can't have a straight line upwards.
It's just no reason to believe that we would have any kind of rational policy.
There's no reason to believe we'd have any kind of rational policy. There's no reason to believe at all. I mean, no reason at all, I mean, absolutely no reason at all to believe we'd have any kind of rational policy. You know what I mean? I mean, really, like, no reason at all, like, no reason. Like, really, no reason at all. No reason at all. No reason at all. Let's listen to that again.
Wildly erratic. It's just no reason to believe that we would have any kind of rational policy.
So then presumably there's an outcome distribution. I wrote a thing a few months ago with like a risk curve chart, or like a Trump.
Oh, like a risk curve Trump, a chart, a risk curve chart.
Presidency might be bad, it might be really bad, it might be sort of okay.
Bad, really bad, or sort of okay. Definitely not kind of good, possibly good, really good, or absolutely fantastic.
Hey, what do you worry about in the tail? What are like if you can give us like a top 5, what do you worry about with Trump as president? What would he do?
Oh gosh. In some ways, I mean, I worry that he might actually go with his original tax plan, with the trillions of dollars of lost revenue. And I mean, at the moment, inflation is the least of our problems. But if you work at it, we could have a hyperinflation in America, and he might do it. I mean,
if you work at it, meaning if you have a great economy, like Paul Krugman wants, like just an anemic economy, that'll be fantastic.
This guy really just doesn't know anything at all.
He doesn't know anything at all.
And might be prepared to just say budget constraints for losers.
Budget constraints. Obama doubled the debt. Krugman's fine with it. So, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. It's like, they're not going to get the House. And when they don't, it's going to be epic. To the 545 people, mark your calendar, November 6th, from the early morning until the night on this channel. You may say, oh, HA, you're setting yourself up. They're not going to get the House. And if they get the House, they're not going to get the Senate. So there goes impeachment anyway. On November 6th, 2018, be here. Set a date. Set a date with the wife or the husband or the boyfriend or the girlfriend, or just the friend, or just yourself. Set a date. Bring some wine, popcorn, whatever. From the morning until the night. It's going to be a marathon. I'm going to do like 5 live streams. I might actually hope early in November, Styx and I are gonna. I'm gonna interview Styx on my channel. It's gonna be fantastic. We set up a time early November. We'll touch base. So it's really great. I'm honored. He's awesome. So Styx Hammer on this channel early November. And hopefully we can all do Styx and I and do something with Hard Bastard too. Well, actually, that's after voting. So first and foremost, vote, then watch this channel. I don't want people to watch this channel like, you know. Styx is awesome. He is like a million times better than 538 or any of them. Well, I mean, not most people are better than 538, but Styx is amazing. He actually picked states that were going to go for Trump. This is when every electoral college model, I didn't bother with the states. I just said she's not going to win. Like I was like, she's not going to win Florida. He was actually had an electoral college model that was accurate. He's, you know, Doug Eason, thank you. Yeah. Styx and Hammer, Hard Bastard, both amazing. But I will be interviewing Styx and Hammer on this channel early November. And big honor for me. I think he's awesome. Really awesome. And when it doesn't work out for the Democratic Party, and like, you know, the guy that had 8 arrests in in Paul Ryan's seat doesn't win, they're like it's going to be an epic meltdown. It will be a meltdown. You're going to have, I'm telling you right now, I think it was Alyssa Milano who said that the Green Party would possibly be was a Russian plot or something. What did she say? Hold on one second. I mean, they melted down. Alyssa Milano blames Russian meddling behind Green Party votes. I mean, you can't. It's too good. And this gets 39,000 retweets. Do you get it? In the she wrote, you know what sucks? Because of our unwillingness to pass policies that protect our election integrity, we don't even know if the DNC was hacked. We have zero evidence. We have the NSA and a whole bunch of people saying it happened without any evidence. And we don't know which Facebook ads influenced swing state voters, because guess what? Clinton got the popular vote. But I digress. Because of our unwillingness to pass policy that protects our election integrity, I immediately think the Green Party votes tonight are Russian meddling. Okay? That, I don't even know what that means, but okay. All right. What else? Why else would anyone cast a protest vote in Ohio when there's so much at stake? Well, I don't know. Maybe because they just want the Green Party. Maybe, God forbid, somebody is not under the thumb of the Democratic Party. Maybe they say, look, you know what? We're going to vote Green. And, you know, we have a political party. It has power. And its power is that Democrats have to pay attention to us. If they don't, they'll lose. So instead of Democrats saying, hey, let's pay attention, it's we must destroy. I have to go ahead and blue wave, blue wave, blue wave. Weaving a blue wave from impeachment fantasy. So that's the Washington Times, like that. Oh, I love this. Get over your election needle PTSD. The blue wave. Oh, I love this. It's real and it's a monster. All the fundamentals. Oh, really? All the fundamentals are pointing to a democratic tsunami rumbling offshore. Oh my God. Do you hear that? It's Nancy Pelosi. It's Nancy Pelosi and Debbie Wasserman. They're rumbling. They're rumbling. Woo! Woo, rumbling, rumbling. Rumbling, rumbling, stumbling, rumbling. Oh, I love it. Get yourself hyped up. Get yourself hyped up. Get yourself hyped up. Yes. Yes, I love it. This is Winston Churchill, George Washington, Elvira, little Donnie, Ronnie, Alcatraz Hilly, and a patriot, colonial soldier. Oh, I love this. Get over your election needle PTSD. The blue wave is real and it's a monster. Oh my God, it's a monster? Wow. All the fundamentals are pointing to a democratic tsunami. Oh my God. That is pretty awesome. Can I tell you how awesome that is? Can I tell you how amazing that is? And by the way, there was one person who made a critique in one of my last videos. It's very true. No, when I talk about Iraq and Afghanistan, around 7,000 Americans have lost their lives. Hundreds of thousands of Iraqis, of course, I know, perished because of the quote-unquote unintended consequences of Cheney and Rumsfeld and Bush and all the neoconservatives that are now in the Democratic Party. So I do understand that. I was speaking about American lives and Americans who suffered greatly with, everything from PTSD to traumatic brain injuries to 1 million of the 2.5 million are injured of soldiers who served. That's according to Forbes, have been injured in some manner. But this is really interesting. All the fundamentals are pointing to a democratic tsunami rumbling offshore. Yeah, even if we are being too careful about saying it. As with most elements of Trump's presidency, the most obvious thing is usually true. What? And what's staring us in the face, the most obvious thing is usually true. What? That there's a great economy? And what's staring us in the face is a big blue Democratic takeover in Washington? No, it's not. This is September. This is today. That's hilarious. I love it. Can I tell you how much I love it? They're getting excited again, and they're going to be horribly, horribly disappointed. Doug Eason, that's awesome. And then the Washington Post, by the way. I can't believe that. That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Wilmington, North Carolina, the mayor is Bill Sappho. He's on the phone. And Mr. Mayor, good morning to you.
Another hurricane is about to batter our coast. Trump is complicit, yes, because if Trump didn't pull out of the Paris Accords, there wouldn't be the hurricane. Wow, you're really smart. You are really smart. We are just finding out the extent of all the madness, the extent of the Peter Strzok cover-up, the extent of all of this. They're not going to realize yet again. They're going to say, this is what's going to happen. What if they get like 22 seats, 20 seats, because they have not since 2006. A prayer? Okay, let's do a prayer. Let's do it. Well, a real prayer for everybody on the East Coast. So everyone, please be safe. Florence is no joke. But Lord, please have Trump pull John Brennan's security clearance tomorrow, and please have Democrats write how there's going to be a blue wave and they're going to sweep Congress with more votes than they've received since 2006 because there's a hashtag walk away and Dem exit, and everyone hates the Democratic Party, and people apparently love Nancy Pelosi. Thank you, Lord. Tried my best. Wasn't really in the praying mood, but I gave it the good old college try. Blue wave. Wow. I love this. The week. Why voters aren't enraptured by the Trump economy. It just, people aren't happy. Honestly. They're just not happy. It's just 4.1% growth. They need a change. And they need Pelosi. See, Nancy Pelosi is such a popular figure, even within the Democratic Party. And this good economy is not good, you know. I mean, look at the inflation. Who wants inflation? It's a hyper-growth economy, kind of like a wart on your behind. Who wants that? Do you want a wart growing too fast on your behind? No, it's like our great economy. I mean, it comes with consequences. Everything could, you know. I mean, you know. Is the White House prepared for a blue wave? There's zero evidence of a red wave is forming. Okay. This is CNN. There's zero evidence of a red wave. Oh, zero? Okay. Well, then why are Democrats 2-8 in congressional elections? That's with uniformity, complete media collusion. And so when Democrats and nonpartisan political analysts suggest that all signs point to a blue wave in 2018 midterms, Trump has a ready retort, red wave. Let's go through a few historical hurdles. Since the Civil War, the party that controls the House controls the White House has lost House seats in 35 out of 38 elections. Yeah, so what does that have to do with Trump and a great economy and Kavanaugh and a much better foreign policy than Obama? Since 1946, yeah. And also, Democrats have never been more reviled, according to the polls. The media has never been more distrusted, according to the polls. Democrats are 2-8. What more do you need? There are congressional special elections. I wouldn't be so bullish and so confident. One reason is that they had 10 chances, and the only 2 that they won were very bizarre. They are 2-8. 2-8. 8-2 Republicans are. Democrats are 2-8 in congressional special elections. Oh, but they won New Jersey. They won New Jersey and Virginia governorships. Yeah, but both were Republicans to begin with. I mean, both were Democratic incumbents. Oh, no. Sorry. Replaced Chris Christie. Sorry. Still, though, Chris Christie was like weak sauce. And New Jersey will always vote blue in presidential elections. But in Congress, they're 2-8. So New Jersey hasn't voted for a Republican in an election, presidential election, since 1988. So, but they were pointing, okay, but in terms of Congress, they're 2-8. So I don't see it. They have to flip red districts. They have to flip 23 red districts. How is that possible when you're running on impeaching Trump? And conservatives are like, well, wait a second. I don't want Nancy Pelosi. I don't want Hillary Clinton gaining power. I don't want the CIA gaining power. Hillary Clinton tried to go ahead and say something about Kavanaugh today, which is ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be back a little later today. We had an amazing live stream. To my super chat, thank you so very much. Everyone, thank you so much. God bless. Have a great day. Make a date. Be here November 6th, 2018. I'll see you later today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for everything. God bless. Have a fantastic day. Thank you.